Not on. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFL NT coverage. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFL NT coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season. Here from Cazalys Arena in Darwin, we're here for round 18 action of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. Tonight, Palmerston versus Waratah. My name is Nick Danks and my commentary partner this evening is Ian Butterworth. G'day, mate. How are you?
Oh, look, I'm well, Nick, and it's round 18. Goodness gracious, I very well remember round one. And round one, no one had actually kicked a goal before the first game. Now we've got the Dennis Dunn goal kicking award up for grabs because Jaden Magro, playing for Waratah, who is here, of course, playing today, as you mentioned, against Palmerston, and he is one goal ahead of Jackson Calder from St Mary's, and St Mary's, that game is about St Mary's v Wanderers. That game is about half an hour into the game, and so there's a goal difference. So probably Jackson Calder is leading the goal kicking at this stage. We don't know. We don't know.
Of course, a couple of other games have already been played today. At Gardens Oval, Nightcliff defeated the Tiwi Bombers by 65 points. At TIO Stadium earlier on, Southern Districts, the minor premiers, defeated the Darwin Buffs by 52 points. And as you said, the other game we've got to keep an eye on tonight, Wanderers versus St Mary's. As it sits at the moment, the final next week will be, the qualifying final will be Waratah versus St Mary's, and the elimination final will be Darwin Buffs versus Nightcliff, depending on how St Mary's go. Based on the percentage, they'd have to get beat by a number of goals, and can't see that happening as they play Wanderers tonight, though.
That you're alluding to the fact that Nightcliff could jump into third position.
At the moment, they're both equal on 40 points, but it's going to take St Mary's that have to get beat fairly convincingly for them to drop down that point.
Right, yeah.
So at the moment, Waratah versus St Mary's in the qualifying final. Of course, Southern Districts having the week off, and the elimination final, Buffs versus the Tigers. The last time these two teams met was way back in round 4 at TIO Stadium, where Waratah defeated Palmerston by 13 points. At that stage of the season, Palmerston were on a bit of a run, had a couple of good wins. They had that bit of hiccup with the players, but we'll wash over that. But they come in, though, after a big win last week, 44 points here at Cazalys over Tiwi Bombers, and it was a good win for them last week.
Watched that game last week. It took, they were actually playing catch-up footy a little bit, the Palmerston Magpies. They got ahead, I think, the last kick of the second term, and then pretty much ran away with the game. So good on them, and they're actually haven't got, I don't think they've got a fly-in, fly-out now, so things have changed a little bit. They've learned a lesson administratively that you alluded to earlier.
Yeah, somebody needs to count in the club how many hotel rooms they booked. Waratah lost by a point last week. The football gods weren't kind to them. St Mary's got beaten in the last kick 2 weeks earlier by the Tigers with that overhead kick that just was an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
And then last week, St Mary's 55 yards out. If you asked the kicker, he was 75, but he was 55 out, and he's pumped it through for a point to give St Mary's a win over Waratah, which will mean those two probably were going to meet in the finals anyway, the way that it's going to fall. But your tip for tonight?
I think that Waratah will probably win. Well, in fact, they need to win because they need to go into the finals with a bit of form behind them. And certainly I expect them to look after, if you like, in quotes, Jaden Magro.
Yeah, because Waratah's had a couple of weeks that have had what's going to happen to Southern Districts now. They had the bye, they had the Tiwi fall over, they had where Tiwi forfeited, they had the week off, and they've played a week and they got beat by that point, and they've come into this week. So they've had a stop and start couple of weeks. So you're right, they probably need a good win tonight.
Give me some football, Ryan Ayres would say.
Absolutely. And the other game, which we'll keep an eye on in the background, just quickly before this one starts, Wanderers versus St Mary's. What do you fancy there, Ian?
I think St Mary's will win that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that one's all right too. So the ladder will end up with Southern Districts on top on 54, Waratah currently on 44, St Mary's and Nightcliff both on 40, Darwin Buffs on 30. Pint finished their debut season on 24 points. Very impressive season from Pints. I was very happy with some of the stuff they did. Palmerston on 22, Wanderers 20, and the Bombers on 6 points as we're getting ready to start here from Cazalys Arena for round 18, the final home and away game of the season.
A couple of giants of the game in ruck. It'll be Arnold Kirby, who's been terrific in ruck for Waratah all year, and for Palmerston, a pretty late player to come in is David Miles. He was terrific last week, so it'll be Miles, number 32. We see just at the centre of the screen there with 32 on his back for the Palmerston Magpies, and big Arnold Kirby with his hands on his hips just waiting for the game to get going. Bounce the ball, umpire. They're saying we want to get this game underway.
He's probably waiting for that sun to go down. We've just got a bit of sun right in our face at the moment. He's doing a head count of players. He's turned away from the sun, the umpire is. Back to a facing now. Breeze coming across the ground at the moment, not favouring either end, and not really that strong, so shouldn't play any part in the game early in it, but the breeze might pick up as it normally does at this ground later on during the night. But we get ready for the ball down.
Here we go. It'll be Kirby v Miles. The field umpire tosses the ball up. Kirby and Miles probably pretty even. Waratah are away early, and they kick the ball forward, favouring. There's Jaden Magro, number 1, beaten to the football. Palmerston working hard. Waratah still in contention in the forward line. A lot of left footers working the ball out. It will go back. No. Play on called the umpire. Pretty willing early, which is what you'd expect. Guthrie, what a player he is. Eric Guthrie, the Magpie captain, the left footer, number 20. We'll keep an eye on him. He's one of the reigning Nichols medalists. Waratah back inside forward, pushed out of the play, and the field umpire picked that up, and it'll be a free kick, and it'll be Magro.
I think the umpire was waiting to see where that ball was going to bounce over the back, but it came to
see the advantage. I think you're right.
Yeah, and he didn't have a choice there. It was obvious, pushed him out, and he waited just to see where it dropped, and dropped straight to a Magpie player.
One goal ahead in the Dennis Dunn goal kicking stakes. Magro, just right of centre, suits the left footer. Certainly within range. Crosses the paint of 50. Jaden Magro to kick on goal. Kicks it, comes off the boot nicely. Cross the face of goal. I reckon that's that breeze.
Yep, it's come back towards us. The breeze is coming, as I said, across the ground towards that side, to the right-hand side of the goal, and that's exactly where the ball went then. He pushed it to the middle and just caught that breeze and pushed it out.
Magpies to bring the ball back into play, favouring the grandstand side here at Cazalys. Guthrie again onto the left. That's his second possession inside a couple of minutes. He gets a mountain of possession, and he was terrific last week in a free kick there to Denzel Marika. He was exciting last week, got 3 goals. Marika will go back to take the kick too far out to score. 2.5 kicks out. Goes inside. Got the leading player down there, over the back. Nice mark taken up. Play on called the umpire. And the former St Mary's player down there is Adam Parry. Playing in the key forward position, number 14. We see him there. So Josiah Farrell lurking. Miles. But it's Kirby. Gets the ball down. Waratah defending grimly. Held in. Give it to me, said the field umpire. And we'll have the secondary bounce. Still well within Palmerston's forward line. Palmerston in attack. The defence work. Kirby once again over the top of his opponent there in Miles. Waratah with the free kick. Former captain Robert Turnbull gets it out wide. Clear defensive 50. Series of kicks inside now into the corridor. Well done. Cut it off beautifully that time. And that was Nugawali. He kicks it forward, but a terrible kick off the boot. O'Dwyer gets it forward. Has a couple of options. Prefers to go downfield. That player down there was bowed. Too far out to score. Waratah now in attack, over the back, running off and into an open goal. And that's the first one of the game, and that was Brodie Carroll. He snuck that front and square, which is where a small forward should be.
Absolutely. 4 passes then from Waratah that look really good coming out of fence. You're right, well cut off earlier by Nagawali. He just had a poor kick off his boot, and then 4 passes later, off they went. Well, a good attack of the ball in the forward line. Ball drops to the rover, and that's what you want him to do. Pick up those loose balls and pop it through.
So the skipper, a goal-kicking skipper, that's what you want. Brodie Carroll has the goal.
Final home and away round of the season here at Cazalys Arena. A decent crowd, a lot of Waratah supporters in the crowd as well, so a good turnout early in the night.
1-1-7 to no score. Waratah leading. Jaden Magro had a chance. He's the minor score kicker. Up they go. Kirby once again. Gets it down. Hung on to. Play on called the umpire. Push off. Well done. Waratah, this time favouring the grandstand side. Out of bounds. And 2 kicks away at right half forward for Waratah in attack. McCreary Hands the ball back to the boundary umpire. Miles and Kirby. Miles, that one. Ball down, in dispute. Edward Morris held in. And the field umpire had no option that time, Nick. Give it to me. Grabbed him by the jumper. That was pretty easy. Back to the umpiring days. Even I could have paid that one.
Yeah, I think they saw that in the back row of the grandstand. The people in the parking lot saw that one.
David Miles gets it across to Guthrie. That's Guthrie's third possession. Guthrie, lovely kick forward. Picks up his teammate down there in Langton. Langton kicked 3 goals last week. Langton goes up there in the Josiah Farah direction. And Farah was just so good last week. Big-bodied player. Ball out of bounds. Right forward pocket. Palmerston Magpies deep in attack, Nick.
Yeah, bit of speed in this game already, so it's been a pretty good start for the game. Certainly Palmerston would like to get one on the board here. They've got every opportunity that's about to come in.
Be a good contest in the ruck. Knocked forward. The chop out in the ruck there was Adam Parry for Palmerston Magpies. Gets it out to Edward Darcy. Darcy whacked off the football. Was he whacked high? No. Play on called the umpire, and Brodie Carroll, the goal kicker, kicks it forward, gets it to a teammate. We go back, gets it back to Carroll. Carroll now goes forward. Waratah in possession, slightly defensive on the wing, on the outer. In they go, and a nice mark taken that time. Stubbs Talbot gets it inside, goes to Ashton Hams. Hams. Palmerston, across the face of goal. Got to be precise. They were precise. Ryan Wharf looks like he might have the job. If you can just pick up if anyone's tagging Magro, please, Nick. It might be Ryan Wharf down there. Ashton Hams, the left footer. Whacks it out of defence. Does it and does it beautifully. Over the back. Hope can't take the mark. Ball in dispute. Waratah now. Handball one way. Handball the other way. Little dabby left footer kick. Gets it out to Silva. Silva. Half forward. Too far out to score. They'll go back into the corridor. What's on offer? Handball. Handball runs out. 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Kick on goal, and way across the face of goal. Went the same way that time.
Yep, that breeze. Ryan Wharf is all over Magro. He's not giving him a yard of space at all. He's got a big contest on tonight to keep that up, but he's certainly not giving him room at the moment.
Should be a good contest. So that was Stubbs Talbot. Dropped what he should have taken initially. Marika runs his full measure, gets rid of the football, goes to right half forward. Defence of Waratah under pressure now, certainly under pressure. Get the ball out in the direction of Marika. Marika cross his body, smothered off the boot. Courageous. I love that smothered off the boot, Nick. It's just so courageous. Robert Turnbull comes back on, grabs Guthrie. Turnbull and Guthrie. Turnbull probably kicked the ball out of bounds, and Guthrie coming up for his 4th possession in 8 minutes of football.
Yeah, unlucky there for that about the falls, but it was definitely hit his foot, definitely all the way out there. Boundary umpire in a fabulous position. Yeah,
good umpiring. Guthrie onto the left foot, goes forward. Who's down there? 3 on 2. Waratah, the red jumpers, running hard after the football. What might have been taken high there was Tom Spence. And the field umpire wasn't sympathetic to Spence at all. Spence, the last one, gets up, throws the ball back to the field umpire. Palmerston in attack.
Spence checking to make sure he's still got his head on.
That screws it back on if it's not. Waratah will run the ball out of defence. One of their many, many left footers. Terrific there by that time once again. Stubbs Talbot, been impressed with him. But Waratah pinched the ball, go forward and missed to the right. No, they got the goal. The opening goal.
Edward Morris got that one. Lovely handball out of the pack then, and saw him running through. And the moment he got that ball, he only had one eye, and that was for goal. And Edward Morris pops that one through. So 2 goals, 1 to Waratah. Palmerston yet to score. Palmerston gone forward a couple of times, but really not looked like they've been threatening the goals at all.
2-1 to no score, and you're quite right. They've been into attack, but just haven't got the wherewithal down there, have they?
No, they're just missing that last pass. Waratah looking really good down, certainly down the far wing, when they've had a couple of times they've gone down there, and a couple of chip passes lower in the eyes, and then that one there was a wonderful hand pass out of a pack and just picked him up as Morris was running past, and then Morris only had one idea, and that was to put it through the middle.
Power in ruck for the Palmerston Magpies on the right of the screen. And his direct opponent down there is Mitchell Jorgensen. Power it was. But it'll be Marcus Watty.
Free kick down ground.
Josiah Farah. Not a noted goal kicker. Kicks him anywhere. Let's see what you do here, Josiah. Within kicking distance for the big man, the big left footer. Josiah Farah runs around, swings it back on the left foot. What's happening? The wind once again.
Yeah, that
misses to the left-hand side. My word it has.
Yeah, it was pretty soft earlier in the game, but it certainly picked up, and he had to go a lot further to the right there than I thought. With the way he was swinging around, I think he worked that out, but it never turned for him.
I won't make any comment on Josiah Farah's goal kicking other than what I've said. Crocker gets the football, goes forward, looks for Hope. Hope picks it up. The big man kicked 7 the last time he had an outing. Comes back to Morris, the goal kicker. Morris chips forward, just the bare 15, inside to the corridor. They go back. Crocker, he'll go forward. Does it with precision. Waratah in attack. Oh, lovely Mark Turnbull. And he's got the handball, the running player, running on goal. Didn't make the distance. Over the back. Palmerston Magpies in defence, working hard. Ashton Hams. Hams again. Swing onto the left foot in the Guthrie direction. This will be number 5. Number 5 in 11 and a half minutes of footy. Guthrie switches play. Goes across the ground. Ryan Wharf. No, it's not Wharf. It's Wharf lookalike. Waratah have the football.
Brandon McDonald.
There's the big man once again, Jorgensen. He's a rangy player. Jorgensen gets it forward. Too far out to score, methinks. Runs around the man on the mark. Gone! Edward Darcy ran him down. Good umpiring. Well done, Darcy.
He didn't get much talk for his teammates then. He went on with it, but well run down and a good tackle.
Beautiful, wasn't it? Philip Wills. Onto the right foot. Wills goes forward. Kicks to a one-on-one. Big Kirby in front. Arnold Kirby. And will be paid the free kick or the mark. Take it whichever you want. Michael Langton. What's the offender there? Waratah. Through Power. Mark dropped. Waratah still in attack. The defensive work of the Palmerston Magpies has been exemplary so far. They've given away a couple of goals, but they've been fairly long-range goals. That's Stubbs Talbot. Goes forward. Gets it out in the Wills direction. Guthrie. That's number 6. Guthrie knocked over after he disposed of the football, and the relayed free kick will go down there to Riley Lua. Lua under the scoreboard, which you can see 2-1-13, the away team. That's Waratah. Home team, Palmerston Magpies, 1 behind. And we're 12 and a half, coming up 13 minutes. Lua goes forward. Picks up Wills. Wills snuck forward. He got it to Lua earlier. Wills kicks forward. Goes there in the direction of Langton. Kicks around his body and a goal.
Good goal. They needed that one.
Michael Langdon.
So 1 goals 1, 7 to 2 goals 1. Waratah. Waratah's had a lot more of the game. It's the first time Palmerston looked dangerous going forward. The point one was a long-range shot, which he said was never was going to push it hard, but that was a good goal for them. That occasional flash on the screen you see, it shows you how bright that sun is coming straight across the ground. We've got about another 10 minutes or so of that, and that'll drop down, and eventually the lights will play. But at the moment, and you can see by the shadows, the sun's pretty bright directly across the ground at the moment.
Long shadows are the order of the day. Ben Power up against Arnold Kirby, or Benjamin Power. We'll call him Ben Power. Guthrie's had 6. Up they go. Give it to Power. Guthrie's direct opponent, Waratah, go forward. Favouring the grandstand side at Cazalys Arena. Out of bounds. Kick and a half away from the Waratah goal. Picked up Jake McCreary. Gives it back to the boundary umpire. Practising for time after footy. Gets sweet with the boundary umpires. Tossed up. Will it be Power? It is Power. Kirby over the back. They manhandle each other. Play on call the umpire. Good umpiring. Robert Turnbull sees the ball out of bounds. Once again, Guthrie hot on his tail. And we'll have take 2 kick and a half away at right half forward. Waratah in attack. They lead 2-1-13. Palmerston Magpies 1-1-7. The Palmies on the board though, Nick.
Yes, they are. That was a good opportunity and a good snap goal when they got it. But Waratah looking dangerous again up here.
Nagawali can't find the handle. One effort, two efforts. Big picked up. One way, then the other. Gets it back to Kirby. Kirby kicks wildly, kicks hurriedly. Magro in attack, knocks the ball forward. Well done. But the defence of the Palmerston Magpies, terrific effort there. That's Enrique Andrews. Andrews, a rangy defender, gets it forward. Waratah in attack, one effort, two efforts, and that was Dylan Collis. Kick on goal.
Good lower of the eyes there. He didn't just bang that back into the pack. He'd had a look around to see who was there and picked him coming out fairly easily.
I reckon this is Scott Carlin, directly in front, certainly within distance.
Going to have to push it left for this little bit of a breeze, though.
Beautiful player, Carlin. Kicks on goal, and did he allow enough? He did allow enough. Qatars get their third. Carlin his first.
That's 3 goals, 1-19, and 1 goal, 1-2. Waratah leading at the moment by 12 points. It's about right where the score would be, you would think.
Yep. In terms of possession of the football, you would think. Palmerston have had their moments forward, but they just haven't got, as I said earlier, they haven't got the wherewithal down there. The defence of Waratah on top. The snap by Langdon was good. Kirby.
And we're just coming up to time on in the second half in the Wanderers St Mary's game, and St Mary's are leading by 26 points.
And we don't know how many goals Calder's got?
No, not yet. I'll work that out at half time for you.
Okay. Here we go. Ball tossed up. Miles against Kirby. Kirby once again picked up, and that's another possession. That's number 7 for Guthrie. And Guthrie will get a free kick. No, it's the advantage is paid. Forward they go. Can't take the mark. Langton kicks around his body, and I reckon he snapped it. I reckon he's got it.
Yep, that's his second.
Kicked 3 last week. Got 2 already. Not even time on in Q1.
2 very nice snaps there, and 6 points difference now. 2 goals, 1-13, 3 goals, 1-19. Waratah would need to win tonight. I think they're pretty comfortable though, but St Mary's could actually catch them. And have a look at the margin as a bit later on and see if Waratah could drop to second place. But the way the ladder plays, second place, third anyway. So
doesn't matter. So the same 2 teams will play.
And they'll play home and away, which will be at TIO Stadium. So
who's the home team? Doesn't matter.
Nice to change her into the home team.
Yeah, that's right. So Miles back in ruck for Palmerston. Kirby still in ruck. Hasn't had a chop out yet, although Jorgensen probably around the ground has given him a rest. Kirby knocks the ball forward. Running after it there's Guthrie, number 9. Guthrie gets it out wide to a teammate out there in Klein. Klein goes further forward. Cleverly attempted and a behind. Give that, or was it out of bounds? Not quite sure. The boundary umpire, whether he rules. The field umpire is probably going to pay a free kick here.
Yeah, I think he pulled that back earlier. It had stopped play and he didn't allow the play on because it was only a point. So Palmerston get another chance to go forward here.
Palmerston to kick on goal. This might be Parry. Right footer, left forward pocket. Kicks on goal, and he's kicked it. He's kicked it. Scores are level coming into time on in Q1.
Good 4 or 5 minutes there for the Magpies. Looked really good, of course. A couple to Langdon and then that one to Parry then. Umpire did that pretty well. Pulled the ball back, waited to see what was going to happen, went through for a point and then took it back for Parry to line that one up and slot it through. And, of course, he's probably kicked many, many times on this ground during training.
Yeah,
and
probably exactly reward for effort too, Nick. Yeah. You know, we say that Waratah's defence has been on top, but at least it's been down there. And if it's down there, you can't kick a goal if it's not down there.
That's right.
Miles and Jorgensen, it'll be in ruck. Jorgensen, geez, a lanky boy, isn't he? Jorgensen. Up they go, and that's what you expect. Jorgensen leapt right over the top. Terrific effort there by Edward Morris, who's been a star for Waratah. Waratah go forward. Scores a level. Mark taken. Mark taken for Waratah. Corey Rich too far out to score. Goes forward and Hope Just didn't quite take the mark that time. Defensive of the Magpies. Up to the task. Well done to the Magpies defence. Very, very good. Kobe Priest down there was excellent. Edward Morris lurking. Kick off the ground. Guthrie, will he give him a possession? We will. That's number 9. Gets the ball out. Left foot. Defensively. Over the back. Langton once again. Can he kick a goal? Can he put Palmerston in front? Can he kick a goal? Can he put Palmerston in front? Yes to both.
Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. That's just bounced short and touched.
Oh, goodness. We were robbed.
Yeah, no, he didn't kick through that enough. He just thought he'd...
He stabbed it, didn't he?
Yeah, and the Waratah guy got back and just touched it just before it went over the line.
Free kick coming back. Waratah defence.
Still puts the Magpies in front by a point.
Joel Crocker.
As we're into time on.
Gets the ball forward. The goal kicker, Brodie Carroll, the skipper. He goes inside. Picks up Collis. Collis further inside. Gets it across to Crocker. Crocker goes forward. Mark taken. Morris once again kicks into the man on the mark. Almost a sin that's unpardonable. Edward Morris is just his first blot of his copybook. He's been terrific for Waratah. Darcy gets it forward, wrapped up. The defensively have been very, very good, the Magpies. They're all over them. They're like the proverbial rash. Nagawali limps back, kicks it out wide. Andrews, rangy left footer, defender, youngster.
Bench was telling him to kick that long, and that's exactly what he did.
Mark not taken. Over the back, Darcy. Dropped what he probably should have taken. His dad would have marked that, no doubt whatsoever. Crocker, once again, been a star for Palmerston early. Inside they go. Across the face of goal, Robert Turnbull. He's been a star too. Always a star, Robert Turnbull. Tough nut. Uncompromising player. Gets it forward. Magro being worn by Wharf, as you suggested.
Yeah.
Nick. Ball forward. Out to Magro. Can he stop him? Can he kick a goal, Magro? No, he can't.
First time Magro's got away from him for a while, and he just popped that through, but there was a flock of Magpies back there. There was about half a dozen on the back line then, and Magro just found a way to pop it through, but scores even. 3 goals, 2 apiece at the 22-minute mark of the first quarter.
Andrews, rangy left footer, gets it out wide. Left half, right half back. Palmerston. Kicks it to no one in particular, about a 3-on-1, but the one Magpie, Josiah Farrer, gets it forward by hand, pushes his opponent off the football, and the ball is out of bounds. Edward Morris, he's in everything.
Farrer handballed that ball and went to go and get it himself because his other player stood back and thought, where's that one going? They both thought it was going to go out of bounds pretty quickly, which is exactly what it did.
Jorgensen.
Boundary on throw it in, 23-minute mark of the first quarter.
Jorgensen against Power. Jorgensen reaches over the top. He's tall. Waratah defensively. Oh, up and over we go. Didn't take the mark, and that was Enrique Andrews. We love the high mark, but the defender's idea is to punch it away, isn't it? The defender shouldn't be taking marks like that, but they've got away with it. Power has it. Will switch. Goes across the face of goal. Picks up a teammate out there in McNaughton. McNaughton was good last week. Chaps a little kick in. This is McNaughton. The other player was Stubbs Talbot. McNaughton kicks forward and over the back. Nice mark taken.
Yeah, he slipped just before he got that ball, and he just lost his concentration there for a minute and chopped off fairly easily by the Waratah.
Jorgensen bends down for such a tall man. Gets it. Kick is poor. Turnbull tracking the football. Will be taken out of bounds. And out of bounds, pretty much true wing, slightly in attack, our Waratah grandstand side here at Cazalys Arena as we approach the 25-minute mark of Q1.
Lights have just come on here at Cazalys Arena. The sun's nearly going down. By the time we get in the second quarter, it should be here. Wouldn't be much more left of this as we're coming up to the 24.5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Power over the top, Jorgensen, and a good free kick by the field umpire. Well done. Took him out of the contest, and Power will defend for for the Maggies. 3-2 apiece, Nick.
Yeah, Josh Heath will be very happy with the way Palmerston have come into this game against the second place Waratah side as they get ready for finals
goodness gracious
next week.
me. Ashton Hams must have been taken high in that tackle. Don't know how, but nonetheless, he's got a free kick. The umpiring has been exemplary, so we'll give him that one. Goes forward. Farah, another left footer. Hams a left footer. Farah a left footer. Gives it everything. Goes around the boundary line, but over the top, the rangy defence of Waratah. Clear. But Farah, too far out to score. Not a noted goal kicker. I say it again, Josiah Farah. Lift your game. Kick a goal. Farah goes forward. Doesn't go for goal. Goes for a 1-on-3. Marika. Out of bounds. It is quarter time. 3-2 apiece.
You're all tied up here at Cazalys Arena. We'll be back with you for the second quarter shortly.
This afternoon here at Waratah, TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and it's nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFLNT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from Cazalys Arena in Darwin for the round 18 action of the Men's Premier League, Palmerston versus Waratah. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner, Ian Butterworth. Ian, good start for Waratahs, but an even better second half of the first quarter by Palmerston. Looked really good.
Absolutely sensational. A couple of great snaps by Michael Langton. He has 2 goals, the only multiple goal scorer of the game. The other goal scorer for the Palmerston Magpies is Adam Parry, and singles to Brodie Carroll, Edward Morris, who's been a real star for Waratah, and Scott Carlin, who's been another good player. But the other stat we've been looking at is the Dennis Dunn goal kicking award for the NTFL. And coming into round 18, Jaden Magro, Waratah small forward, was leading Jackson Calder, St Mary's key forward, by 1 goal. And what's the update?
It's turned around. Calder's now got 3. Magro's only got a point. He's been won very closely by Ryan Wharf. So Calder's leading the medal at the moment.
By 2 goals.
2 goals as we come into the second half, though. Waratah are going to finish second on the ladder the way it's looking at the moment. The Tigers, Palmerston Magpies, are going to finish outside the 5 in probably 6th or 7th. You would think the Tars are going to come a bit strong in this second quarter and put the pressure back on them. Other results today: Gardens Oval, Nightcliff defeated the Tiwi Bombers by 65 points. Southern Districts, the minor premiers, defeated the Buffs by 52. And at half-time, St Mary's are currently leading Wanderers by 25 points at TIO Stadium. And we're all tied up here at Cazalys Arena, 3 goals to apiece. And it'll be a very interesting start of this quarter.
And a rough count, as we saw Edward Morris there, number 16, as a rough count, Eric Guthrie, I reckon, had 11 possessions in Q1. But that's not exactly right, but that's near enough. And he's just been an absolute star. And there we see here number 20, just on the right-hand side of that quartet of Palmerston Magpie players.
Waratah have gone forward a couple of times and looking really good down that far side of the ground with about 3 or 4 chip passes and keeping the eyes low and then chipping into the square, and a big mark and then a pack player coming through. Magro was unlucky not to get a goal early, but Carroll and Morris did pinch one early as well. But looking better at the moment. Palmerston looking great coming down that wing and scored a couple of long goals and know this ground pretty well, obviously being their home ground, and accounted for the breeze. The breeze has dropped off again to where it was before. The sun is nearly gone, so the lights will come into effect, so we can actually see the game now a bit easier across the ground.
We can indeed. That's not making excuses either. As we see big power up in ruck against Arnold Kirby. Kirby has had a bit of a chop out given by Mitchell Jorgensen, the rangy Waratah player. But up they go. Power against Kirby. Kirby comfortably. Rucks almost roves. Ball on the ground. Ball in dispute. Can't find the handle, Brodie Carroll. Palmerston slightly forward. Probably got the little chip kick off the ground. Socketed forward. Waratah in the van, go back by hand, picks it up to the other left-footer, Dylan Collis, the captain and vice-captain. An easy mark at right forward, running in, Waratah. I think they're going to be Magro conscious. Ball in dispute, down back there has been fantastic player Kobe Priest for Palmerston Magpies. The Magpies will, Watty has it. Kicks on goal. Marcus Watty, I reckon he's kicked it. He's kicked the impossible goal.
Yeah,
from the right forward pocket, the right footer.
South Australian check side there.
Yeah, it was a beauty, wasn't it?
And that's the start that Ryan Ayres would have wanted there at the moment for Waratah. They're going to show their strength as a side that's going to be counted for in the finals. They need to have a good quarter here, you would think.
What's he going to say about Magro? Don't worry about it. We need to win the game. That's the first concern.
I would have thought so too. Let them chase him. Let a few of them chase him around the ground, which is what they've done. And that's, of course, going to open up some other guys. So, back in ruck, power. It'll be Kirby, I'm sure. If not Kirby, Jorgensen. No, we can see big Arnold Kirby there. Your umpire tosses it high in the air. Kirby knocks it forward to his team's advantage. Gets another hand on the football. Palmerston, will they get the clearance again? They do. They go forward through McNaughton. McNaughton kicks it to right half forward. Josiah Farah. Been okay. Not sure that he's 100% fit, Josiah Farah. Otherwise, I reckon he'd be on the ball. There's a few boys in round 18 of the season would be
you're
knocks.
Right. You're right. And I'm not being unkind because he's a real warrior, isn't he, Josiah Farah?
And of course, a couple of these boys played rep footy earlier on this year as well.
They did indeed. Power was pushed out of it by Kirby that time. Waratah get the clearance. Out on the far side. Play on called the umpire. Good umpiring. Picked up by Langton. Lampton goes forward. Grab Parry, had nowhere to go. He was all dressed up then. Great defence by Waratah. Waratah get it, they'll clear. Where to? Out to Lampton. Lampton goes to Groves. Groves straightens up, kicks forward, over the top. Ball drops and it's Marika, kicks on goal. They just cannot buy it. Any ounce of luck, it doesn't seem to go with them, Marika, but a good effort.
Lowered his eyes, then he had a guy right next to him on his own, and Marika was by himself there for a while in the goal square as well. It was always going to chip over the top, and I think if he'd just taken half a step then, rather than snap away, we would have had an extra goal there for Palmerston.
Ball brought forward. Crocker. Playing at half-back, Joel Crocker kicks it beautifully, goes forward, finds Carlin, Crocker to Carlin.
This is where Waratah looks good.
It goes to Watty, goal kicker in this quarter. Watty on the lead. Silva takes a sliding mark, Kirtley Silva, too far out for him to score, chips it forward. Magro has it. One grab, two grabs, and gee whiz, he's an acute angle, but at least he's right of centre, the left footer. Can he kick his first? Probably distance is going to be a worry.
He doesn't look like he was going to pass it off, though, from the moment he got the mark. He sort of pointed to where the mark was, and he set his eyes. But they do look good, Waratah, where they take those short passes down the wing. They've certainly got Palmerston's measure as he lines it up.
Do you reckon he knows that now he's two behind?
Somebody would have told him.
Magro comes in the left footer. On his distance, kicks beautifully and kicks. Truly Magro, he's on the board. Jaden Magro, his first goal, and it came at the 4-minute mark of Q2.
5 goals, 2-32 to 3-3, 21.
It just gives Waratah the break, doesn't it now?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
They can relax, I reckon.
But they did get this way earlier. We said
but
at one stage they were 14 points up or something. Waratah, we thought they looked good, and then Palms went bang, bang, bang. So thank you very much.
They did.
And also we're in front at one stage.
Kirby, big number 36. We see to the right of screen. Just popped in. There he is. He's been a warrior too for Waratah this year. Gets the chop out. Mitchell Jorgensen today. Power. Up they go. Kirby, Rux, Roves, kicks it up and under, goes forward. Mark taken, no, not taken. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Waratah, kick on goal and misses to the right-hand side. That play was Jake McCreery.
Had a good first quarter, thrown a bit of strength to it earlier in the game.
Hams chips it forward. Another little chip inside defensive 50. Ryan Wharf, the Magro glove. Wharf goes forward, outside defensive 50. Stubbs Talbot goes back to Wharf. It's another possession for him. Magro will take the mark. Wharf goes forward, gets it to Hams. Hams has been good. Hams goes forward once again. Lampton had a few possessions in the second quarter. Lampton on the outer wing, goes onto the left foot, kicks it forward, looking for Parry. Parry will see the ball out of bounds. Kick and a half, probably 2 kicks away from Palmerston at left half forward. They lead by 12 points. That's Waratah, of course.
I saw Palmerston play a couple of games early in the season when a few of their fly-in boys, they look like this. They look really good, pretty composed and whatnot. At the moment, they're just missing that one link just to get it when they go forward.
Denzel Marika in ruck. Just the mobile player, giving a bit of a chop out. High tackle, good umpiring. Switch, back they go. Not a good handball. Now it comes out in the O'Dwyer direction. One of the best defender, clever. Gets it forward. Not sure that it was the right option, but they've had to handball it through. So a lot of pressure put on by the Palmerston forwards. Well done. Parry there. Waratah, bring the ball back. This man's been busy. That's Jake McCreery. McCreery gets it out to the former skipper, Nick Gooch. They're giving as good as they're getting. On Rick Andrews. Back to Hams. Ashton Hams. Goes forward and does it nicely. There's Enrique Andrews. Like the way he plays. Youngster. Big Jorgensen. Gets it forward. Carlin had plenty of it. Carlin goes forward. Mark not taken. Groves hot in pursuit. Groves picks the ball up. Grab, no play on, no prior opportunity. Give it to me, the field umpire should say. And no. He reckons he had it. He reckons he took him on. Chip forward.
Oh.
Precision, wasn't it? Precise.
Certainly was.
Big Darcy Hope. Hasn't had much of the footy.
No, been pretty quiet tonight, but he's lining this up. He's going to have to go to the right-hand post where he's kicking. We're right behind him here. He needs to push this right with the breeze. The breeze is dropping on it in and out.
Darcy Hope will kick on goal. See if he takes your advice. He's got to aim at least for that right-hand post, probably even a little bit further to the right-hand side. Hope runs in. Good forward should kick this. Good forward should not miss. Good forward did miss.
Didn't push it just far enough right. You're right, he probably need to go just a little bit further, but he'd certainly need to aim. He ran out that way to do that kick.
And then kicked across his body.
Then kicked across his body and pulled it back to the left. He'd probably need to run out 3 or 4 more yards further if that's the way he was going to kick it.
Hams.
But, the breeze always is going to get it.
We'll get it. Let's see what Hams does with the footy. Usually precise.
Hands.
Gets it, but Big Jorgensen takes the mark. Too far out to score, methinks. Haven't seen him lay into one. We don't see much of him. See the scoreboard in the background there. The scoreboard is just about forward 50 line. He'll kick from the scoreboard, which reads 5-4 to 3-3. Jorgensen to kick on goal.
Oh.
Kicks it and hits the right hand. But actually had the right idea, didn't he?
Certainly did. And they didn't have any big men on the line, so they were pretty confident he was going to get the distance. He got the distance. He hit half out the point post then.
There's Hams once again. Another possession for Hams, but we won't count these ones. He goes forward. Picked up Wills. Had a bit of it. Playing injured. Wills goes forward. Wharf. He's got a tick. He's done all right. Wharf kicks across the face of goal in the Hams direction. Hams goes further forward to Kobe Priest. Been okay in defence. In fact, he's been very good in defence. One of the good defenders, rangy defenders with Enrique Andrews for Palmerston. Priest onto the left foot. Over the back. Running hard at the football. Gee, that's courageous. He knew he was going to get grabbed by Nagawali. He did get grabbed by Nagawali, but well done. And that was a fantastic effort that time by Kieran Andrew. That's his first possession. I'm not going to count his possessions, Guthrie. There's too many of them. But that's his first for the second term to go with his 11 for the first. Ball out of bounds, as we can see there, the interchange area. That's about halfway, slightly in attack, Palmerston Magpies. They trail by 13 points.
It's been a good game of footy. We haven't had many free kicks at all paid by the umpires.
No.
They've let this one run.
Over the shoulder, as we see there, probably Tiggy Touchwood. Was it the shepherd or over the shoulder? Looks like he might have paid the shepherd in the ruck. No, off ball. Yep, no, the shepherd in the ruck. Big Jorgensen giving the chop out to his mate Kirby. Jorgensen. We can't see what's happening here, but the ball is on the boundary line. It was out of bounds. I reckon the boundary umpire finally caught up with that, and they'll give it back to the boundary umpire. So a kick and a half out, left half forward, Waratah in attack. Kirby pushed out of it by Power, picked up Guthrie. No, I'm not going to count. Guthrie gets it forward once again. So he's one of the reigning Nichols medalists.
Yep, he's had a good game. As you said, he's more touches than most of the guys out there, and all pretty effective touches as well.
Yep.
But Waratah just showed their class a little bit in this quarter.
Boundary umpire, Palmerston have worked the ball forward. I heard the whistle.
Something got there off the ball.
Kirby, in disgust, chucks it back. I think the boundary umpire was at fault there, didn't throw it in far enough. I don't know what's difficult about this. In he goes, up in the air. Kirby works his way over the back, gets it out to Turnbull. Turnbull, she's a hard worker, but it goes to an opponent. Palmerston forward, free kick to be paid there off the ball? No, right. Certainly Certainly wasn't. Stubbs Talbot finished up on the ground. You sort of suspect when someone finishes up on the ground without seeing what's happening.
I think they were both pushing each other. One of them just was a little bit stronger, and the umpire said,
Yep.
You're both at it.
Carlin goes forward. Big effort there by one of the best defenders in the competition in Daniel O'Dwyer for Waratah. O'Dwyer, in disgust, knocks the ball. In fact, that should be a free kick against Daniel O'Dwyer. At least he's going over, down the hill, across the plains, over the road to bring the ball back. Right. Saw the error of his ways. He didn't even give a free kick away.
Ryan Wharf ran off Magro then, but he did take the ball, and but that's about the furthest he's been away from him all night.
Worn him like a glove.
As you can see there, they're standing next to each other.
Power in front, over the back Kirby. Handball in the Guthrie direction. Dragged forward, taken high. Guthrie. Between wing and half back, left. Palmerston, what's he got on off? He's going back. It's got to be precise. I hate it when they do that. It wasn't precise. Now it's 2-on-1. Kobe Priest, good enough. But
yep, got themselves in all sorts of trouble then.
Anyway, that's not my problem. That's the coach's problem. Curtly Silver. He could throw this across the line. Directly in front pretty much. Within kicking distance.
Yeah, it was only a stab pass out of defence, and Curtly Silver just popped in front of it all. And I think he'll take this one as a gift.
Curtly, he doesn't make the distance. Goodness gracious me, luck's a fortune. The tall defence of Palmerston. Get it out to Wills. Wills steadies the team down. Will run his full measure. Goes across to Hams.
If he gave Silver 50 of those shots, he'd miss one.
Yep, my word. Hams now kicks outside forward 50. Mark taken. Palmerston Magpies still deep in defence. Clear defence now. Go forward. Negawali, one hand. Can't take a one-hander. Struggle two hands in this, particularly with Big Arnold Kirby there. Kirby dragged off the football. Philip Wills, I've liked his game. Wills. Backward of the wing. On the outer. Turns the ball over, looking for his rangy player out there in Denzel Marika. Marika can't take the mark. Ball out of bounds on the wing. So if it's on the wing, no one's really got an advantage. Arnold Kirby in ruck. Now we see Power coming in to combat against Kirby. Impressive bodies. No one there. The ball fell short. Taken high in the tackle. Play on called the umpire. Scott Carlin under the football. Give it to me, said the field umpire, and they'll do that. Denzel Marika over the top. Power and Kirby once again. Ryan Wharf is dispossessed. Nice work there. Palmerston. Josiah Farah gets it forward.
Good mark.
Yeah, Jorgensen. Goes across the face of goal. Picked up nicely. Corey Rich. Lovely kick. Just a great kick. Gets it out wide in the Carlin direction. Robert Turnbull pushed off the football. Nagawali kicked off the ground. Rich gets it to Kirby. Kirby kicks into Big Power. Power will go by hand out wide. No good. Riley Lua loses possession for Palmerston. In they go. Silver one way, then the other. Chips around the corner, looking for who? Looking for McCreary. But it's the Palmerston Magpie defence once again, and they'll clear nicely. They're very, very composed down back.
They certainly are. They've played well down back. They're just not getting anything up front. They've only scored 2 points in this quarter, and we're coming up to the 17th minute mark of the quarter, and one of those points was a rush behind. They just need to settle down in that second half of the ground.
Ball forward. It's just things like that, just one-handed attempts that you've just got to work it out with two hands. Drag down, good umpiring, play on. Because he wasn't tackled when the ball came out. Waratah, one handball. Then the long kick. That's good footy. One handball, kick to position. Darcy Hope can't take the mark. Ball on the ground. Will they go by hand? Once again, straighten up. Round the corner, looking for Silver in the Silver direction. Groves. Unmistakable. Groves kicks it out wide. Picks up Brodie Carroll. Carroll a goal kick. There's Magro. Magro kicks on goal. No, chips it in looking for Hope and finds him.
No, oh.
No, I reckon he had enough of that.
Yeah, he got paid it early, but...
Yeah. Darcy Hope it is. Left of centre. Well, left of centre, but he's a right footer. Will run around, methinks. Now, the umpire's got to watch this because as soon as he takes a step to the right, he's got to call play on. But there's no Palmerston Magpie players back and following him back.
There's no one to stop him in that run around, is there?
No. He may not run around, but gee whiz. Hope. A forward. Still no one there. Kicks it and kicks right across the face of goal and just sneaks it in for a minor score. 5-6, 36 to 3-4, 22. 2 goals to 0 in this second term, and we're approaching time on.
Yeah, Magpies have only got 2 points. One of those are rushed behind, as I said. Waratah looking like a side that is sitting in second position on the ladder at the moment in places, but Magpies have done really well in defence.
Across the face of goal, easy as you like. Brodie Carroll kicks it forward. And a comfortable mark taken, Waratah. This is a bit ho-hum, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where they've looked good, though. Morris has already got one tonight from a little bit harder angle than this on the run. So he looks pretty confident. They all seem to be pretty confident from that scoreboard from both sides. A couple of Palmerston guys had to go from here earlier as well. The breeze is nothing at the moment, so he's just got to line that up and, I'd say, left-hand post and bring it round.
Edward Morris kicks on goal and again
right.
misses to the right-hand side.
37 plays 22. As we're coming up to time on in the second quarter.
Ashton Hams has just about worn his leg out. Kicks it forward, finds who? Who does he find? Guthrie. Guthrie goes chip, chip, chip forward. Once again, Palmerston Magpies. They have the footy. Sam McNaughton, been all right. But they're going around in circles, aren't they? Guthrie again. Where's he going to go? The goals are that way.
Yeah, they're just missing that key man up forward. I mean, they had a couple of fly-ins earlier in the season. That lined them up a bit or squared them up a bit. Langton did it early for the game, but since then he's gone quiet and they've just had no one up forward to kick to.
Palmerston looking for the free kick there, but really no prior. So the field umpire got it right. Power, Kirby, power, body, Kirby, too good, over the back. In possession, picked up, Waratah go forward. Waratah forward, Wharf, Magro. It bounces over Wharf's head, picked up by Waratah. Forward they go, over the back, can't take the mark. Palmerston Magpie defence has been exemplary. That one snuck through. Andrews dragged off the footy, surely umpire. No, play on he called. They've been okay, the umpires. Forward to a 2-on-1 and a big mark taken by Watty. Watty spots up a teammate. Over the back, can't take the mark. Magro, dispossessed. Not by Wharf that time. Back they go. Jorgensen, by hand, across the face of goal. Carlin, cross further. Over the back, Guthrie affects the spoil. Waratah, there's about 4-on-1 here. They're mucking around Waratah. Carlin goes back, not 15 surely. Forward goes Edward Morris, goes forward and finds a teammate down there. Gee, they mucked around there, didn't they? They went round and round the Rosie.
45 kicks to go about 3 feet. But they're very Magro focused there. They had about 3 or 4 goes to try and get him the ball. And he just couldn't get away into it. He had one opportunity, was just out of his reach.
Jake McCreary it is. McCreary, right of centre.
He's had this shot before and he just pushed it right. Let's see what happens this time.
McCreary comes in within distance, kicks, looks okay off the boot, but that was awful once again. Goodness gracious, are they officially wasteful? 5-8-38, 21-22 minutes into the term. They've had plenty of time to wrap this game up. Palmerston defence has been good.
He was playing darts. He's had the 2-siders. He's taken one to the right and one to the left. He now needs just to line it up next time he gets the opportunity.
Next one you reckon down the middle.
Yeah, I think he will.
Jordan Klein gets forward. Players moving. but they've just got no options. You're right. You're right, Nick, that they got nothing forward, Palmerston, so they chip. I don't know quite what they're looking for. Running into an open goal this time, and they miss to the right.
Again, too casual there by
Jake Bowd.
He had plenty of time in the world to do that one. And at the other game at the moment, St Mary's 51 points up coming into the 14th minute mark of the third quarter over Wanderers.
Hams. The result we expected, it's the Calder v Magro race that we're looking at.
Yeah, we'll get you updated with that as we get into the third quarter. Somebody will let us know from TIO what's happening there. But this game here at the moment just needs a bit of excitement coming into it. Wanderers, Waratah doing enough to do, would they be happy with it to a degree? It's not been a hard physical game, and they're, of course, getting ready for finals next week.
What's happening? Boundary umpire will take the football. Waratah deep in attack. Haven't got long to go. Over the back, Jorgensen gets it forward. Nagawali. McCreary. And Gain misses to the right. And there goes the siren. It is half time. It is Waratah officially wasteful. 5-10-40 leading Palmerston Magpies 3-4-22.
And we're back with you with the second half very shortly here at Cazalys Arena.
15 seconds.
Hands it off to Campbell from outside 50. Goes to the hot spot. Bulks there, looking to contest. Takes it from ground level and snaps through. He gets his first. There goes the prime train. That's one for TikTok. Stokes picks it up. Just straightens himself up. Goes over the top, running into it in an open goal. And they get it through.
Vrodas, Johnny.
Courtesy of Johnny Vrodas.
Here, Timmy Eldridge will kick from about 48 metres. Let's see how he pumps the old leg up. Puts it to the hot spot. Comes out. Oh, almost a mark to Stafford. Picked up by Holtz Fitz. He gives it over to Tommy Bolch, who snaps it. And he's got another one. And it's a goal to Buffaloes.
Knows where to find him. Comes in. It's a beautiful kick. And he's very happy with that. Gives them a sniff. They board for the Buffs. And handball backwards. Maybe an errant one for the Wanderers. Now comes out to Palmer. Dances around one. Gets a handball to the milestone man. Holt Fitz in his milestone game 100. And he's got a goal finally on the board. Well done to him.
Kept having to go, Wanderers, haven't they?
Goes long. Tied him in the pocket all by himself. Uncontested mark.
Runs through the lines and
kicks over the top. And he's gotten it through. So reduces the margin to just 18 points. Stafford doing the ruck work in the forward line there for Buffs. Matt Watkins almost slung down. Stafford just snaps on goal. Is that gone through?
Yeah.
Oh, what a ripper that was.
That's what he can do, isn't he? Daniel Stafford there.
So too, boys. Now comes to Sterling Mitchell. He's burnt Matty Campbell.
Kicked the goal. Great finish there by Sterling Mitchell.
Run into each other. Stokes kept his feet. He paddles it through. Clark picks it up. Runs around one. Handballs it over the top. Umpire calls advantage. Now Collinston, the crummer, goes through, kicks a goal. He's got one. Haley, your man.
Yeah, well done, Joey.
To rest up now. They've got that top three spot locked away. Kick inside 50. And Holt Fitz in the pocket all by himself in his milestone.
Good reward for Fitzy's game. He's got that one out on the left.
Happy days. Well done, Liam. Congratulations on the goal and on 100 games. Buffs challenging them. Though who knows what Buffs will be fighting for and what districts he'll be resting for. Holt Fitz has got another goal. His fourth of the night, second in a couple of minutes. Just got a cheeky handball off from Matty Campbell. But it'll work, and Sharples will go inside 50 now again. Campbell has given off about 3. He'll give off another one to Holt Fitz. He runs around, goes into Clark. Clark now Campbell. He'll run into an open goal and finally get one. Good work to him on the siren, a buzzer beater. They'll win by 72 points, 15-17, 107. Darwin Buffaloes are beating the Wanderers 4-11-35 in a pretty dismal night for the Muck Mucks. as mentioned. So this should be an absolute cracker of a game. Now comes forward. Morris picks it up. Former Mitch Lee medalist from last year. He kicks on goal. Has that gone through for the first? What a start for Waratah, and what a goal to Eddie Morris. Board Carlin intercepted, and now he'll take it, gets a handball back to Carroll. Carroll just slick into the forward pocket to Hope. What a beautiful kick that was from the captain. Here comes their spearhead, Darcy Hope, in the pocket, very tight, trying to will it back. Has that gone through? It has, and Tars, 2 goals to start this one. They're on the board and looking very good. Good work to get it forward there was Fowler. He just centres it now. That might work for them. Calder off the ground through the big sticks. He's happy with it. He likes it. What do the umpires say? Straight through for 6 points. Carroll, but Green, he's just done the hard work. Now out to Yaron, back to Lant. Lant inside 50 on the left. This will bring the house down if he can get it through. Oh, he has. What a goal. First goal of the third quarter, and they reduce the margin to 6 points. A couple of weeks' time, hopefully. Ball comes down, running through there. St Mary's player in Fowler moved into the middle, and Lant for 3 in a row for St Mary's. That's probably the best of the lot of them. Just rolls it through on his left, dribbles it through, and just easy as you like. They reduce the margin back to 6 points.
But the ground will be heavy, and I think it's taken its toll on some of the legs out there.
Morris gets it out. Kirby check sides it towards goal. Is that going through? What a goal that is from the big fella.
Yes, Arnie Kirby. He's the hero for a minute at least.
Benulis on our mat in the ruck. Morris tackle without it. Goulden runs through. In fact, that was Ankers who's run through, and he's kicked 1 too. 16 points they've skipped out to. More time to get to the contest as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Kirby. Good work from Hartung. Takes it off Kirby's handball, and that's gone through for a goal. Jai Hartung, well done. Reduces the margin to just 10 points again. It's a handball out to the big fella and back
too many handballs
to him now. It's Fowler. Fowler handballs it through. Saints are on. Here comes the captain, Paredes. Shoots it through, and the scores are level, 12-8 apiece. As we head over 21 minutes in this final quarter here at TIO Stadium. Good mark. Saints in pole position now. He turns around, kicks it inside 50. Big Brandon Grenfell, the target. Can't take the mark. Hits the deck. Here comes O'Dwyer now. There's a free kick paid. Yes, going the way of St Mary's and Big Brandon Grenfell.
I think the umpire deemed the attempt at a spoil there by Crocker as illegal. He ran straight at the player.
And there's the siren. So Grenfell needs to kick a score from here for them to win. Otherwise, it's a draw. Apiece. Here comes Brandon Grenfell walking in from the paint of 50. It's offline. Does it have the distance? It does. The Saints win in a thriller. 12-9-81. They've beaten Waratah on 12-8-80. And Brandon Grenfell, the hero.
And just a hurried right foot kick's not going to be great, but it's going to be good enough for Thompson. Thompson can put it out in front of a running Adam Tippenwoody, who gets to the 50, lines it up long and goes for the goals and puts it through using the aid of the breeze.
Running hard after the football. Nice handball, Lambton. Lambton gets it to a teammate. There's one of the Palmerston mulleted players, and the mark taken by Sam McNaughton. McNaughton goes long and picks up a teammate forward, and directly in front, the mark taken by Adam Parry. And moving in like a forward should, onto the right boot, aims for the left post, comes back beautifully. That's a goal. The Maggies are on the board. 1-1, 7, trailing the Bombers 2 straight 12, and we've gone 11 and a half minutes into Q1.
Tiwi Bombers really working hard. Purnell now on to Rioli. Rioli balks once, then puts it on the left and just sets it into the square. The flyer up there was Stanley Tipalura. It's going to come down into the hands, though, waiting on the ground was William Munkara, and he puts it through for the Bombers' third. And picked up by Andrews. Andrews kicked it forward. It's going to be picked up by Sam Darley. Darley on the right boot looking for Wanamiri, who's back on, and then just uses his body again to outmark his opponent, Tyson Todd. And Wanamiri's going to go back and kick a goal.
Ball in dispute, right half forward to Palmerston Magpies in the van. Running around is McNaughton. McNaughton kicks it forward. Up they fly. No mark paid, and a free kick will be a push out in the marking contest. Ashley Menakaros, and that is Adam Parry. A crucial goal. Palmerston Magpies in front by 9. Kicks it and kicks it beautifully.
Yeah.
He just used the breeze beautifully, Adam Parry, at Cazalys Oval. Ball taken it deep in defence. The Magpies can't do anything right down there. They can't get it clear. Picked up by Farmer,
the big
and
man Farmer.
Roy Farmer kicks a goal. Not a very good kick. Guthrie doesn't need a good kick. Guthrie's got it. Goes by hand beautifully. Back to Guthrie. Guthrie's not within scoring distance. Gets it forward. Mark dropped by Marika. Marika runs onto an open goal, and
That's going to be a goal.
Nails it.
How good was Marika?
Very, very good, Ashley Menakaros. The Magpies, Tyson Todd. Big man in defence. Done a good job down there. Sold the candy onto the left foot. Go forward the Magpies, and the mark taken pretty much directly in front. Josiah Farah.
But he's done most of his work through the midfield, and now he's going to give it off. He has given it off to Langton. He doesn't want to take the risk. Langton from 45 out. He's getting applause in the goal square from Adam Parry, and all clear from goal umpire Joanne Wood. And the Magpies, if they didn't seal it before, they've sealed it now. It into the goal square. Butcher's got to work all the way there. He's held out of it though. Play on is the call. Hurried around the body, and taking the kick was Moody. And now it comes out to his running teammate, Rinaldi. Not to be confused with Ronaldo. It comes to Moo, and Moo with a right foot snap has put it through. All carriers just dragged to the ground. It's tough football out there as Rinaldi gives it off to a running teammate, and that teammate is coming through is Moody, and Moody gets his second for the night. Couldn't get it second time cleanly. They're really trying to get scrappy there. Hands again. It's in the hands of Chalmers. Chalmers gives it back to his teammate. It's a kick off the ground, and it's a kick through. The all clear given. There go the Pints. They've gone 1. Now they've got 2. You can put that down to Tyler Flanagan. Kick. It's going to be bouncing. Boss. Hands on it to Penrith. Can Penrith get it on and give it off? Yes, he can. He's got the runner through the middle. Now they're just going to go into the goal square. Kizza just going to bounce through. I think it is.
And that's brought the crowd right into it.
It has. And it was Harvey. Alex Harvey. Hard football out there at the moment. Wines Just Garrett cleaned it out. Robinson sets himself, punched away from him. It's a foot race. Moody's there. Moody soccers it off the ground and scores a goal. By his teammate. It's a bouncing ball. Nyhouse is wrapped up in a tackle. He can get it away. Wines has stepped around. Here they go. Pints. It's across the face. The arms are up. This looks good from here. And the all clear is given. And that's a goal.
And Wines gets the first one for Pint in this quarter.
He's one that's had to lift, and he has. Penrith just puts it on the pass to the lead, to his leading teammate, who can go in, and I reckon they're looking at number 2 right here, and they are, and that was Chalmers. It was actually Thomas shot, number 5. Kick.
Clumsy.
Alex Harvey.
Very clumsy tackle, that one.
Was a little bit clumsy. Here they go. From outside 50. This looks pretty good. And it's Daniel Jackson who responds within a minute. Leading the race to the ball. Under the pressure there is Butcher, trying to keep it in. Pints defenders are going to get caught short here. This is problems for them, and it is. It's a goal. And it's Moody that has put that through.
Which is 4th for the night.
To extend the lead to 9 points. To 10 points. And makes no mistake.
It's a handy goal with a low-scoring quarter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the AFLNT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from Cazalys Arena in Darwin. Round 18 action of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League, Palmerston versus Waratah. My name is Nick Danks. My commentary partner this evening, Ian Butworth. Ian, good second quarter there for the Waratah, looking like a side that is currently finishing second on the ladder.
Look, they kicked about, what did they kick? 2 goals 6 in that quarter, so they were officially wasteful, whereas Palmerston Magpies just didn't have an option, just didn't have an avenue forward, and they kept chipping the ball across, and consequently didn't kick a goal.
Yeah, Langdon looked really good in the first quarter, got a couple of snap goals, and I thought, hang on, they may have a target up forward, but he went missing in that quarter, and as you said, they were just missing that linchpin up forward line. They've had a couple of flying guys this season that have done that for them, Eddie Betts notably, but they just missed that one player up forward line, which I'm certain they'll be looking for in the off-season. They'll be out there looking for that type of player. Speaking of seasons, we've finished a lot of the other games already. Nightcliff defeated the Tiwi Bombers by 65 points. Minor Premier Southern Districts defeated Darwin Buffs by 52 points, and at three-quarter time at TIO Stadium, St Mary's are leading Wanderers by 61 points. So regardless of what happens here now tonight, but you would think that even if Waratah do win, they'll play St Mary's next week in the qualifying final. The elimination final will be the Darwin Buffs versus the Tigers. Southern Districts, of course, having the week off as minor premiers. That's the way it's going to end.
The minor round goal scoring, because Magro was 1 goal ahead, but Jackson Calder got a handful.
Absolutely. He's got 5 already, heading into three-quarter time.
And Magro, just the 1.
Magro's just got 1. Being worn like a glove by Ryan Wolf. And Wolf's run off him about twice and collected the ball himself, but the rest of the time he stayed with him as we get ready for the second half here at Cazalys Arena.
Q3, Power, that's Benjamin Power, just to the right of your screen there, big number 22, up against Arnold Kirby. That pair has been spent the majority of the game locking arms and mixing and matching with each other. Probably Kirby just a touch in front. Class ruckman. Field umpire holds the ball aloft. 5-10, plays 3-4. Need a big quarter from the Maggies, playing at home for the last time this season.
Coughing there as I hit with some of the wildlife that was flying around.
Up they go. Power to Guthrie. Guthrie goes forward, but the defence, Watty. In defence. Has an option forward. Picks him up. Across the face of goal. Collis gets it out to the skipper, Brodie Carroll. Carroll goes further forward. Left half forward. Running one way, then the other. Jordan Klein, been all right down back for the Magpies. The Magpies, in fact, they've put a bit of pressure on down back. 5-10, awful kicking by Waratah, but some of that has been the pressure by the Magpie defence.
Some of that kicking has also been not following through, just trying to stab it through, and it's cost them a couple of goals tonight.
Certainly it has. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Denzel Marika, tackled firmly. Has he got the free kick? No prior opportunity, said the field umpire. And Joel Crocker didn't hand the ball back graciously, but that's the field umpire's job to collect the football. Power, Kirby gets the ball down in the Turnbull direction. The ball's pinched from him, but Waratah will come away with possession. The rangy Jorgensen around his body on the right. See, once again, a drop mark by Palmerston. Just don't finish off beautifully. Just don't finish off as well as you would expect. Stubbs Talbot, that was, had the opportunity. Here's Kieran Andrews, wrapped up by a couple. Nowhere to go. Oh, goodness gracious.
So the other 3 sides in the finals have had big wins today. Well, it looks like St Mary's going to have one, but Ryan Heath not very happy with Waratah. He kept him out on the ground at half-time and didn't take him in.
Magro it is, round his body, looking for, can't find his teammate down there. And he puts his hand up and says he'll take the tap. No, he won't. Right full forward. Waratah deep in attack. 40 plays 22. Doesn't seem much of a difference, but when you look at 5-10, that's 15 scoring shots to 7. More than double. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Over the black goes Hope. Magro somehow extracts the football, but misses.
You pay him that miss. That was a really hard shot to do. He's come out of the pack and did that very, very well. But considering the scores were tied up at quarter time, it's all been Waratah. If they were kicking straight, this thing would be like the other games this weekend. would be 50, 60 points difference.
All over Red Rover, you
But
reckon?
Palmerston are still in this one.
Hams, we see him from a different perspective in this quarter. He spent 8 times kicking the ball back into play in the second quarter. Big mark taken.
Oof.
In dispute. On the non-preferred left. Been all right, Lambton. But he kicks to a 2-on-1, and Waratah will pick the ball up and casually go forward over the back. 1 grab, 2 grabs, nothing. Taken high, that Palmerston play. That was Hams. No free kick paid. That's probably the first serious free kick that's been missed all game. They've been pretty good, the umpires.
They have been very good all season. The Palmerston player, they didn't really have any choice at all to go board. There was nothing up forward for him whatsoever.
And Wharf still wearing Magro like the proverbial. Ball forward again. Waratah just working it and doing it easy as Gooch will see the ball out on the wing here at Palmerston grandstand side. 5-11, 41 to Waratah. Palmerston Magpies 3-4-22 as we tick into nearly the 4th minute mark of the third term. Josiah Farah hasn't had much of the footy. Playing injured, has done for a lot of the season. Over the back, Miles. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Inside they go by hand. Inside again, Silver. Not sure of that one. The ball back, Morris. Morris will go forward. The defence of Palmerston up to the task. Wills get the ball out off the side of the boot. And that's the problem in defence when you try to finesse the kick.
Yep.
You've only got to be a couple of millimetres off and you give away a free kick and a shot on goal. And the shot on goal will go to Magro. Now, at least the left footer is right on the boundary line, the right forward pocket. Can he curl this back? Come on, Nick.
I think the crowd was screaming for that one. I think he's going to have a go at it. He looks pretty comfortable. Not many people in the goal square for him, so they reckon he's going to do this one.
Magro.
Didn't come back enough. It's gone straight across the front.
Straight across the face of goal when we thought it was going to be up for grabs. Dowd gets the ball by hand, 2-on-1 once again. Waratah, they're hunting in packs. It's always 2-on-1. Pinch the football. Waratah will go forward. Kick on goal. Magro in front. Over the back, Wharf. Can't take the mark. Now we'll get it out to a teammate. Wills goes forward. Left-handed handball. Well done. Back to Wharf. Wharf running in full measure. Over the top by hand once again. And the Magpies are out of problems, out of defence. But the ball goes forward and it's centre-half back.
Pushed him out then. The umpire was all over that one.
It was Parry. Probably too far out to score, the big fella.
Yeah, he's about a kick and a half away from here.
Former St Mary's player. Found a spot at Palmerston. Parry goes up, more in hope than anything else. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Pushed out of the contest, fairly, said the umpire. Nagawali, always at the bottom of the pack. A grunt grab. Got it out by hand. Waratah will clear. They seem to clear beautifully. They work well in defence, Waratah. They're well drilled. Dowd.
They've got the run on here.
Bowed. They have. Silver looking for the football. Kirby. Forward he goes. Over the back. No mark taken. Still working out, looking for the free kick. Nothing on it. Good umpiring. Kirby once again gets it forward. 1 grab, 2 grabs, and on the 3rd grab. Gee, he's been good, this McGreary.
He's had a good game in a great first quarter. A little quieter in the second half of the second quarter, but certainly come back now.
So McGreary will kick on goal. I think they've forgotten about Magro. Someone would know.
They did give him the crowd shouted for him earlier for that one that went out of bounds to give it to Magro, and they gave it to him, and he pushed it across the front. This one's a long way out, but he looks pretty comfortable again. No one really on the goal square, just one player.
We can see the paint of 50 there, so he's just crossing the paint of 50 now, so it's got to be a 45-metre kick. Right of centre, left of centre, the right footer, kicks on goal, and they like it down there. They like it for a reason, because it is a 6-pointer. McGreary, his first for the game.
So all individual goal scorers tonight. Magro's got 1, Carroll with 1, Morris with 1, Carlin and McGreedy's just got 1 then, and Waddy for Waratah. Double goal scorer early in the game. Michael Langton got 2 for Palmerston. The other goal scorer for them is Adam Parry.
goalless in the second term, and they haven't shown in 7.5 minutes of the third term that they're going to get a goal again. Because the point you made, they've got to look for a key forward. They had Big Pedersen, but he's no longer here. He was one of the fly-ins or fly-in, fly-outs, the FIFOs.
So they scored 2 points since half-time when they were equal on 3 goals, 1 apiece. So 3 points, actually, we reworked that out, but they just haven't looked like doing anything forward of the ball.
Jorgensen over the top, cleared. Nagawali goes forward once again. Easy as you like. Easy as you like. Dylan Collis. Ball in dispute. Morris gets it inside. Looking for Carlin. Morris dragged down. Got rid of the football by hand correctly. Knocked out. Big O'Dwyer. Now that's Dom Booth. That's one of his few possessions. And Darcy Hope probably hasn't had too many more than Booth. And Darcy Hope directly in front. Distance not an issue.
Yeah, the shot for this end earlier in the game, he's just pushed it right. There's no breeze at all now around, so he should just slot this one back. Got to kick through the ball though.
Darcy Hope pretty much directly in front. To kick on goal.
Ooh.
Didn't look good off the boot, did it?
When the goal umpire runs to the left, you know you're in a bit of trouble. And that's exactly what happened there. He took off on his bike and pushed it all the way to the left. So now he's pushed one to the right and one to the left. So another one has had a couple of siders.
Andrews to bring the ball back into play. Goes onto the left in the Wharf direction. Can't see his opponent. Wharf. Onto the left boot. Over the back. Marika gets rid of the ball by hand. Hung on to after he disposed of it. Play on called the umpire. Langdon has a couple of goals. Kicks forward to no one in particular. Both went for the punch. Nothing organised down there. Edward Darcy with the football. Waratah will clear. Sells the dummy. Gets it out in the Gooch direction. He slips over. Cannot afford to slip over. Parry has it. Goes forward. Knocked out of Marika's hand by a teammate. They're working well. It's the advantage. Correct decision paid by the field umpire. Waratah go forward to a 2-on-1. Over the back, Kieran Andrews. Can't find it. Yeah, Bowd has it. Swings onto the left foot. Skims one in the Magro direction. Wharf once again wearing him. Wharf's got him. And he has to, under pressure, gets it out to Guthrie. Guthrie gets the ball in the Wills direction. He is dispossessed. Big Turnbull. Turnbull gets it. Goes forward once again. Right half forward. Over the back. Can't take a mark. 3-on-1. And Guthrie will see the ball out of bounds. So the defence of Palmerston Magpies, they've held Waratah quite nicely. 6 goals, although albeit 6 goals, 12. And we're halfway through the third quarter. So the defence of the Magpies has been on top. But it's up the other end. They cannot find an avenue to goal.
No, Philip Wills not looking good at the moment. He's down to his haunches. He's just come off the ground. He is looking very unmatched fit at the moment.
He's an injured man.
Certainly what a good off-season from him this year.
This time it's Miles for Palmerston. Big kick forward, rolling forward. But the defence, Lambton has it. Go by hand, one way, then the other. Back they go. Waratah 3-on-1. Inside, player waiting there. Forward, centre half forward, inside by hand. Morris has kicked, it's not Morris, kicks on goal, goes forward, and Ryan Wharf. Been absolutely sensational, Ryan Wharf.
Best on ground for Palmerston tonight by a mile. Not only kept Magro quiet, he's run off him 3 or 4 times now and done things like that. He's played very, very well.
Groves, 3-on-1. Waratah in control, but the Magpies are giving plenty. It's a good sign for the Magpies because they're all locals, except for Hams. Inside, round the corner. What's down forward? This is where they're falling down. Marika can't find the handle. Marika, second effort, very good. Marika, too quick, gets it and kicks out of bounds on the full. And a nice, easy one, running back there, Jack O'Sullivan.
He did well, though. He put the effort in there.
Well,
he just couldn't get
did.
it around for himself.
You are quite
And again,
right,
he had nothing in the middle to kick to, so he couldn't. Even if he got the ball there, he was going to have to do something miraculous to score. Very, very difficult from there to do anything.
And that's why he kicked the ball out of bounds on the full.
Yep.
O'Sullivan goes forward. Hope can't find it. Back they go. I've liked his game. That's Crocker. Goes forward.
Two or three out here.
McCreary goes inside. Further. Carlin goes forward. What's on offer? Not much. Chip. Wolf. Grove's got him. Grove, well done to him. Handball their way out of trouble. Kirtley Silver. He overran the football. And goodness gracious, he's wrapped up. That's Stubbs Talbot. Been one of the heroes for Palmerston down back. Stubbs Talbot, the last one up.
Dylan Collis was out by himself out the back there. They just couldn't get the ball across to him when they did. Palmerston had dropped back, but for 10 seconds or so there, he was completely by himself in the goal square.
So young Stubbs Talbot. Palmerston Magpies looking okay for the future. They're under 18s on top of the ladder. Good sign. Waratah. Kirby. They've always got plenty of options. Got to be precise. Kicking across the face of goal is precise. Go forward. Turnbull. Big handball.
Oh.
Set him up. That was the hospital handball, wasn't it? Groves. Oh, he was taken high according to the umpire. McCreary goes forward once again. This is McCreary. Picks up, kicks on goal, and of course kicks it across the face of goal. They are awful. 6-13, 49 to 3-4, 22. If Waratah are awful, 6-13, that's 19 scoring shots to 7. Palmerston, not much better.
They're going to have to kick straight in this next week when they take on St Mary's. They'll get really punished for this, but they've looked good in times. There was 3 or 4 Waratah guys out in the open then, and he gave a hospital hand pass, lucky to get away with it. But Palmerston have kept them under pressure, if nothing else.
Henrik Andrews finishes up with Wills. Wills goes out to Lambton. Lambton forward. This is where they're falling down. This bloke's been absolutely sensational as Waratah. He's been fantastic down back for Waratah, just taken everything. The bottle blonde. Kirby. Wolf. Out of bounds. Oh,
we might get that.
Probably should have got a...
I thought he would reverse that, the umpire, when he saw that. He must have just been missighted on the ball because it was pretty obvious he hit him when the ball had already left.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Waratah well in attack. Up they go. Kirby over the back. Probably got a fingernail to it. Negawali. One way. Back they go by hand. Waddy, one way, then the other. Chip kicks in and looks for and finds a teammate in there. And there he is again. That's McCreary. He's been a real live wire. It's going to be hard to leave him out of the side.
He's had some great touches tonight. Looked really good in that first 5 or 10 minutes of the first quarter. Drifted out a little bit early in the second quarter. Has come back, and this quarter has been everywhere. He's been fabulous tonight.
And, of course, kicked a goal early in the term. So has one. Can he become the only Waratah multiple goal scorer? Kicks on goal, McCreary. Distance not an issue. I reckon he's done enough.
Stuck that in.
He has done enough. He is the only multiple goal scorer for Waratah as they go on to a mighty 7-13-55, 33 points ahead of Palmerston Magpies, who haven't scored a goal since they got 3 in the first term.
And put it in perspective, St Mary's have got 18 goals, 11, and 97 points of Wanderers at the 21st minute mark of the final quarter there. So that one's all over. It has been over for a while, but they've kicked 18 goals, and they'll take on Waratah next week, who need to straighten up some of their kicking.
Certainly they do. I mean, they're under pressure because the defence of Palmerston has been quite outstanding.
Oh, absolutely. They've not given any room. And as I said, one of the best on ground has absolutely been Ryan Wharf, who has absolutely stopped Magro completely.
Blanketed.
And not only that, gone off and got 3 or 4 or 5 positions himself where he's left Magro alone.
Yep. Miles it is up against Kirby, but Kirby wins the ball down. The left-footed brigade goes in and pushed him out. Probably the first one that he's...
Umpire didn't have much choice there. It was about 3 or 4 feet in front of the umpire when he's pushed him. He's not even arguing himself. He knew what he did. He ran straight into the back of him.
Magro directly in front. Ryan Wharf probably thought, why aren't I in front? Got a bit grumpy and pushed him out. So Magro has won. Got that in the 4-minute mark of the second term. Deadeye Magro. Rarely does he miss from here. Got it. But I think he's got to get a few more.
Yes, he is. With last score we saw, Calder had 5 that was coming into three-quarter time. As I said, they've scored 18 or 19 goals now. St Mary's. Yeah, 18 goals, 11.
So Magro had 1, so now that gives him 3. So Calder's leading by 2 if he hasn't got any more than the 5.
But they've kicked about 5 or 6 goals this quarter.
Yeah, and you would think that they'd be looking after Jackson Calder.
Yeah, it's 18 goals to 3 in that game. So we're here at Cazalys Arena, round 18 of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League season. Wednesday already to the Tigers, Southern Districts and St Mary's.
Ball now on the ground, in dispute, wrapped up in the middle like a glove, perhaps taken high, according to the field umpire, and Eric Guthrie has the free kick. His territory teammate, Arnold Kirby, a few words with a smile. Guthrie will run around Kirby one way, then the other. Kicks with the right boot. Haven't seen that all season. Eric Guthrie got another string to his bow. Does he need any more? No, he doesn't. He's a gun. Waratah will handball their way out of defence. Inside they'll go. Mucked it up. Got to be precise with the handball. They were not. Palmerston slipping over. 3-on-1. Watty running back. Now just extricates himself from a couple of tacklers. Kicks it forward. Finds Bowd. Bowd onto the left foot. Big, long left footer. Over the back, can't take the mark. Magro. Ball on the ground. Grove. Hot in pursuit. Picked up Wills. Wills gets the ball out by hand comfortably. And the ball will go out of bounds. But Waratah kick and a half out from goal. And they lead 61-22. Boundary umpire tosses the ball back. Kirby gets it forward. Guthrie finds Farah. Been quiet today, Josiah Farah. He might be happy to see the end of the season. A few weeks rest before he heads south. Edward Darcy dropped that. Young player. Got to learn to take those marks. Jorgensen, he didn't drop it. The rangy Jorgensen goes by hand, gets it out, left foot into the forward line. Magro got 3 to beat. 1 beats Wharf, runs around Wills, kicks on the left foot, and Hope can't take the mark. Ball knocked through for a rush behind.
A couple of times tonight, Magro's had 3 on him and done that run around. He just hasn't been able to finish them off.
And, I mean, that's good defence.
Yep.
Ashton Hams. Got a relayed free kick.
It's first 50 of the night.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether it's 50. It's just a relayed free kick. Someone wasn't outside the prescribed area or too many somewhere. Or
That's got all that halfway line, yep.
Goodness gracious. It's a good advantage, isn't it? He could kick a goal from there. He can kick a football. That's a slight exaggeration. Gets it out to Wills. Goes across the face of goal. Wills goes further across the face of goal. Lambton has it. Will he go inside? They'll go backwards. Lambton looking for it. Goes short. Clean bowled. And the Waratah defence. Oh, knees in the back. Good free kick. McNaughton. And so he's got to hand the ball over. 8-14, plays 3-4. 40-point lead to Waratah. They've done enough. Gets it out to Dwyer. O'Dwyer. Farah goes backwards. Running forward. Took him on.
Yep.
Good free kick.
Umpire was right on that one. We've
Yep,
watched that
my
the whole
word.
time.
O'Dwyer gets it. He goes across the face of goal, but he can afford to. Fell over. Acting. It's not the awards night yet. Waratah in the middle of the ground. They'll go forward. He gets it out. Oh, good attempt there by Marika. Looked all okay, O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan duly kicks the ball out of bounds, not on the full. It's all very friendly stuff, isn't it? There's the odd combatant.
So Calder finished with 7 goals for the night. And St Mary's defeated Wanderers by 102 points in the end.
A good win by the Saints, and Calder got 7. So Jorgensen gets it to Turnbull. Turnbull goes further forward. Bowed, can't take the mark. On Rick Andrews, hot on his tail. Bowed, persistent, onto the left foot. Kicks up to the top of the square. Grove chasing the ball forward, as is Guthrie. 2-on-1. Ball drops to McCreary. Took him on, the field umpire said.
Oh.
No, he
Could have played the advantage there. He was
yeah,
through.
certainly could have. And there's the siren, Brodie Carroll, too late. Brodie Carroll it is now. Brodie Carroll, the skipper, kicked a goal in the first quarter.
An absolute beauty he kicked in the first quarter as well. So popping this one through. Palmerston haven't scored since about halfway through the first quarter, a goal.
So let's do the sum. Calder, Brodie Carroll.
He's pushed
right
that
across the face of goal. It is three-quarter time, 8-14, plays 3-4.
We're back with the final quarter shortly.
At Waratah, TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute rip order. From the pocket, and he's nicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to here, Cazalys Arena in Darwin for round 18 action of the TIO NTFL Men's Premier League competition. Palmerston versus Waratah. My name's Nick Danks, my commentary partner this evening, Ian Butterworth. And since quarter time, it's been all Waratah, Ian.
Well, it has been, hasn't it? Because Palmerston kicked 3-2 in the first term. Scores were level at quarter time.
Yep.
But subsequent to that, Palmerston kicked 2 behinds in the second quarter and did not worry the scorer in that third term.
And one of those behinds was a rush behind by Waratah, where they got themselves into all sorts of trouble and decided to rush it through. So Palmerston are just missing that link player forward line. We've said it a couple of times tonight. It's something they'll be looking forward. A couple of their guys you can see are playing injured. They've just not been right in there tonight. But the big sides, though, the top 4 sides look like they're all going to have comfortable wins. Nightcliff defeated the Bombers by 65 points. Southern Districts, the minor premiers, defeated the Buffs, who finished 5th by 52 points. And St Mary's defeated Wanderers by 102 points. So we're here at the moment, a 40-point lead to Waratah. So looking like the finals next week will be the qualifying final, Waratah versus St Mary's, and the elimination final, Darwin Buffs versus Nightcliff. And Southern Districts has the week off. And in the goal-kicking championships, it looks like Calder.
Calder got 7 in the big win. So and Magro's got 2, so that means that he is 4 behind Calder. So it's got to be a big final turn by Magro. So the Waratah boys got to be up to Magro. And the man with the hands on the hips, he started off with the hands on the hips and he'll finish with the hands on the hips, Arnold Kirby.
But the guy up against Magro tonight, Ryan Wharf for Palmerston, definitely their best on ground, has really kept Magro close. And not only that, has done 4 or 5 things off the ball that has been well done as well. So a good game by their young guy tonight.
Wharf's been terrific in defence, as has a few of his other teammates. Even though they trailed by 40 points, 22 scoring shots to 7. So you would suggest that Waratah have been in possession. But a lot of those behinds for Waratah have been for, dour defence by the Maggies.
As we go into the final quarter of the home and away season of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season.
It was Kirby, knocks the ball down. Who will get the ball out of the middle? It's going to be Kirby. He rucked. Is he going to rove? No, he won't. Give it to me, said the field umpire. Negawali. Done some good things, but hasn't done enough. Up they go. Kirby against Miles. Miles gets the football down. Can't find the handle. Out they go. Waratah will go forward. They'll look for Magro. No doubt he's 4 behind. Magro. Where's Magro? There's the man himself. He's trying to straighten up. He's going to be sent around, I reckon, by the field umpire. Yes, sir. Get around, you cheat.
He tried to pick up 3 or 4 yards there. You couldn't blame him.
No, of course not. That's not cheating. That is just sensible football. Magro has a couple. Got to get 4 this term to equal. Magro to kick on goal. Can kick these. And he's got that one.
I was going to say at the start of the game, to make this game really interesting, if he gets one really early, we could be up and about here, and here we are. So let's hopefully, let's see how important Waratah believe the goal kicking medal is.
So that puts him 3 behind, so he's got to get, but to equal, so he's got to get 4 to win.
Yep, 4 to win from here. He's got 3 so far, 1 really early in the game, and then a couple, 1 in the third quarter and 1 just then.
So if he kicks 7 goals, the same as Calder, he wins by 1.
He wins it by 1, yep.
Gee, I'm pretty good at these sums.
Yeah, you must have been good at maths at school.
It's inside 10 fingers, mate. Well, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. Kirby won the first one against Big Miles. Power's been good in the ruck for Palmerston. Up they go again. Kirby knocks it in the Turnbull direction. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Big Miles gets the free kick, taken high.
Kicking with danger, then it got him straight away. He put the toe in and was a bit dangerous.
Miles goes forward. Not with much depth. Once again, they go forward. Got to be precise. There's the man, number 20, Guthrie. Runs around. Onto the left foot. Had enough of it. Oh, high tackle there. Bit crude, Philip Wells.
Then the story of Palmerston all night, that ball going in there, was they just didn't have anything to target for, and it just to a pack.
O'Dwyer, big man. Played in defence for the Northern Territory. Couple of handballs. Across the face of goal, nowhere to go. Kirtley Silva puts a bit of pressure on. Enrique Andrews. I've liked his last half of the season. Been fantastic. Rangy player. Left footer. Needs to put a bit of meat on the bones, and he will as he gets a bit older and a bit mature in body. Free kick comes out. Guthrie. Had 11 possessions in Q1 and probably had another 11 for the rest of the game. So he's been all right.
Yep, he's been in there all night.
But you like Wharf, don't you, for the job that he's done?
Wharf's done a great job on Magro, but if Magro gets the next 4...
he's undone everything that he did early.
There goes that vote.
Yeah. It's a cruel game, this game. Backward to the centre. Down the corridor, which is where they got to go. Carroll. Where's Magro? He dropped what he should have taken, but he blew the whistle a bit early.
Already paid that one.
Yeah, blew it a bit early, didn't he? Magro directly in front. Ryan Wharf, you look like you might be in a bit of strife here. Magro has 3.
If he gets this one, he'll bring a few guys out of the club room. The grandstand's starting to get a few more out there at the moment.
Ring them up. Get on the phone.
This one in, they'll all start coming down.
Probably from St Mary's too, from TIO Stadium. Jaden Magro. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the last. Magro to kick on goal. Won't make the distance, will he? He will. And he's got a goal.
He will. So that's his 4th.
Got to get 3 more to win. And they can't have a count-back system either. No. You either kick the goals or you don't.
That's right.
3 to win, 2 to draw with Jackson Calder, who kicked 7 in St Mary's mammoth 102-point win over Wanderers.
Yeah, the top 4 sides are having big wins at the moment, and we can't see anything changing here at the moment. The big excitement now is, will Magro get 3 more in about 15 or 16 minutes, you would say, in the last quarter of the home and away season for the TIO 22-23 season.
Kirby has won the first 2 hit-outs. This field umpire takes too long to do everything.
He's got that one up.
Kirby once again gets his big fist to the football. Taken high, Nagawali. Play on, called the umpire. Got to get it forward. There'll be the chip. There will be the chip. Where's Magro? He's not there. But the other tattooed man, Darcy Hope. Is he going to go backwards? Is he going to go inside? What's going to happen here? Come on, Nick.
He's had a shot from here before, and he just pushed it far to the left.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Magro. I'm thinking Magro.
I can't see Magro by himself at the moment. He's just got his hands on hips wandering towards the goal. I think he's decided he's going to have a go at this one.
Hasn't kicked a goal, Darcy Hope. And as you said, he's had a few chances.
Yeah, he's had a lefter and a righter. This one's a lot harder than the other 2 he's had tonight, though.
Hope. Kicks in Hope. Kicks across the face of goal. Over the back, no mark taken. Ball in dispute. A rushed behind. 10-15-75. 3-4-22.
If he asked Darcy later on the week, he said he was aiming for Magro at the far point post then.
There's Magro, number 1, we see. Ashton Hams. Gets it to Wills. Had a few possessions. Philip Wills. Wills goes long out of defence. Over the back. No mark taken. And Lambton. Will he see the ball out of bounds? No. Picked up by Waratah, who's been very good down back for Waratah. We still got Ryan Wharf. Can you see from your position, Nick, have we still got Ryan Wharf on Magro?
Yeah.
Or is Ham... No,
he's still on him.
Right.
He's about 3 feet from him at the moment. It's about the furthest he's been away all night unless he's had the ball.
Ball tossed in by the boundary umpire. Jorgensen works his way in front. Fresh air shot. Picked up Nagawali. Pushed off the football. Waratah. They've got to be desperate. They've got to get the ball down to Magro. Can we finish in style?
But if Palmerston get this ball, they're going to have to come sideways. There's very little kick forward of it. It's just no shape for the Magpies up front.
There's Nagawali. He didn't go across the face of goal because he kicked under pressure, and it'll be Waratah who will clear the ball up. No, they won't. Lambton's got it. He was dispossessed. Must have got a handball away. But Waratah do it in spades, don't they?
And again, this is what it means. There's no one back there for Palmerston. It was a lucky bounce that got him over the top, but it's just come out far too easy for him.
Corey Rich gets it to Watty. Watty will go inside. Mark taken. Big Magpie player there, kicked 2 goals in the first term, Michael Langton. but the ball doesn't get down to him, so he can't kick a goal if the ball's not in the near vicinity. Waratah dropped the mark, bowed, goes forward, picks up Watty, been busy, too far out to score. The poor man on the mark, he's got nowhere to go because he's been told to stand. Back to Bowd. Bowd goes forward. Nagawali, courageous, gets the ball down. Picked up Hams. Hams brings the ball back, running across to meet it.
Oh. He just come out of the interchange bench and he went straight through him.
He did. Big Jorgensen has the football. Working hard. Waratah are doing everything they can to keep that ball in the forward line. Picked up Croker. Croker gets it. Here he is. Ryan Wharf is under pressure.
Yeah.
He is under pressure.
I'm still going to give him a vote no matter what happens here.
Of course, I'm not suggesting that, but everything is aimed at Magro.
Yeah,
and,
they've got one eye at the moment.
He's got to be a magician, Ryan Wharf.
Yep.
Magro can kick him from here. He's a left footer. Doesn't mind being locked up hard in the left forward pocket. Runs straight at the goals, kicks on goal, and he's nailed it.
Oh, as you can see.
He has nailed it. That's his third for the term.
It's 5 for the match.
One more to square it up. 2 more to win the goal kicking.
2 more to win the goal kicking, and we have coming up to the 10th minute mark of the final quarter of the final round of the home and away season, and we need 2 goals from Magro to take the medal.
But how was that? Hard up in the left forward pocket. He is a left footer, so the foot's going almost out of bounds before he kicks the football, and he nails it.
And if Magro gets a couple more, all of a sudden the score from Waratah doesn't look as bad as it did earlier on, where it was at 6 goals 15. All of a sudden it's going to straighten itself up, and they're going to say, well, that was fair enough when you look at the paper tomorrow morning.
11-15, plays 3-4. 22 plays 81. It's been 22 since halfway through the second term. Up they go. Jorgensen in ruck. Probably did enough for it. Got it. He rucked. Kicks the ball out of defence. Silver dragged his opponent out of the contest. Ball in dispute. Took him on. I wouldn't be surprised. Field umpire says, give it to me.
It was someone's car alarm, but he's just turned that off.
That was handy.
Oh, kicked off the ground.
Yeah, and did it well. Magro has the footy, had to handball it away, gets the back inside, goes to Bowd. Bowd will kick, they'll kick another goal here.
Yep.
Not Magro this time. Brodie Carroll gets his second. So they will know. Someone will have told them they know Magro needs 2 to win the goal kicking.
Absolutely.
1 to square it up.
As I said, they've all started to come out of the club room at the top there. They make a lot of noise every time Magro gets near the ball. So without a doubt, he knows what he's got to get. But 12-15, 87. Palmerston 3-4, 22. As you said, hasn't touched the scoreboard since about 2 or 3 minutes into the second quarter.
And we're only 11 and a half into the final term.
Yep.
Field umpire tosses it up. Jorgensen. They win the tap, don't necessarily get the clearance. Palmerston got the clearance that time. The defensive Waratah needs to be up against it. Runs his full measure. Gets the ball inside. Goes back. Nagawali affected the Shepherd, and the ball is out of bounds on the full.
Good Shepherd there, just hit him just at the right time.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was very,
Yep.
very good. Tom Spence, one of the unsung heroes, down back for Waratah. Gets it forward. Where's Turnbull? There he is. Turnbull's got it. Swings inside. Goes by hand. Forward they go. Our man kicks it up. Magro dropped probably what he should have taken. Kirtley Silver. Magro, second effort pretty good. Stubbs Talbot falls over, gets it to Grove. Grove kicks outside defensive 50. And O'Sullivan runs to the footy. No pressure, no one on him. Runs around the man coming at him with consummate ease. Goes forward. Magro, is he on the end of this? He is somewhere. Runs around, swings onto the left boot. What's happening? He's got
another
it!
one.
No, it's touched. It's touched.
Well, the crowd went noisy there for a second and then pulled straight back in for a touch behind. 12 goals, 16, 88 to 3-4-22.
The important piece of information there is 13 minutes and 15 seconds. Magro has probably got 10 minutes to kick 2 goals.
Yep.
There's plenty of it. Darcy has it. Right half back. Darcy chips forward, not far enough. Negawali.
Kicked down the ground then. Took him out.
And pointlessly.
Yeah, clumsy tackle. I think his foot slipped. I don't think if you looked at a replay of that one, which we're not going to get, it did just look like his foot went from underneath him as he turned. They both shook hands as they got up. I think he realised that he lost his footing, and they've slipped over a fair bit in that part of the ground earlier on tonight as well.
Parry, too far out to score. Knocks the ball down. Waratah will get out by hand. One handball. Nice kicker down the line. Out of bounds on the full.
Into the grandstand. Oh, down the field paid for the knock off the ball when it kicked out of bounds.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the umpires just talked to each other. The boundary umpires called it. And he said it down the field where the ball crossed the line.
So Enrique Andrews thought he was going to get a kick. Big Kirby has the footy. Over the back, mark taken. Bowed. Swings onto the left foot. McGreary. Taken high in the tackle, was he?
No, holding the ball.
Advantage called. Good umpiring. Forward they go. Turnbull, gee, he's been a rock.
Yeah, it's been good tonight.
Ball on the ground, in dispute. Magro. A good tackle, wasn't it? Gee, that was a fair tackle too. Forward they go. Waratah will line up. Where's Magro? Can you find him? He's not on the screen.
He's in the goal square.
He's got to be front and square. Was that a 50-metre penalty?
Yep.
Now, if they were smart, Magro would get around the back of this bloke.
Yeah, steal it off him.
Get the handball and kick a goal. That's what should happen.
He's looking for him.
That's what should happen.
He's looking for
Waddy.
him. Yeah, they just said kick the goal.
Well,
Waddy was looking around for Magro then, and in the end the players just said kick the goal, kick the goal. So
bit
he's
of an
just gone through and
anticlimax,
kick
Nick.
the goal. I think at the end, Waratah will be happy if they're going to finish second on the ladder. They've gone through this game pretty unscathed at the moment. They've got about 4 or 5 minutes left to go, and you would think that finals time.
the goal was kicked 14-16.
14-16, yep.
Does that agree with the scoreboard across the road? 14-16, 100. So they take the cap off.
Yep.
Kiss the emblem.
That's what he did then. He had a wave to the crowd. He was looking around for Magro, but I think it was Magro saying just kick the goal.
Oh, well, that's very benevolent of him. This umpire's thumbs up to everyone. Thumbs up to everyone. Another thumb up to everyone. Kirby in the middle. Barging through. Waratah. This time they go forward again. Running hard after the football. One way, then the other. Gets it out by hand. Chip in. Where's Magro? Under the football. Should it be front and square? Wharf kicks it on the ground. Forward they go. They're not trying to score goals. They're trying to get Magro into the game. Magro's too wide. Picks it up. Kicks on goal once again and misses out of bounds on the full. So how long do you reckon? Bet another 6 minutes, 17 minutes in.
Yeah,
Magro needs one to equal.
Yeah, 23-minute mark, I reckon, would do it. But you're right, we've had a couple of stoppages in this game. It doesn't stop when the ball goes out of bounds, but there's been a couple of other ones where it would have stopped the clock.
Andrews brings the ball back. Waratah just doing as they please.
And have done really since the start of the second quarter.
Kicked across the face of goal. And Big Miles will take the mark. Hasn't done enough, but Powers had a fair bit of the ruck work. Somehow the ball has been kicked forward. Turnbull loved his game. Big strong man. Where are you, Robert? What's going to happen? Where's Magro? Forward. Wharf knocks it forward. Wharf's defence was very good. Magro under siege. Absolute siege.
He's got the free.
Did they go on with the tackle?
Yeah, Wharf gave him one just to say, I'm still here.
No, they reversed the free kick.
It.
Now, this umpire, once again, we're going to have the up, the down, the book's coming out. This could take 10 minutes.
No, he's just pushed him back. I thought he reversed it because he pointed the other way, but he's...
I reckon he's reversed the kick.
Yeah, he has done. He did reverse it. There was a bit of pushing off the ball.
But now we've got to wait.
It looks like a report.
Of course it is. The umpire's got the book out, but it could take forever. So left half back.
Going into final shape out, just get reported there. I didn't see much in it. I think it was just a push off the ball. We'll see what happens, but it didn't look much in at first view. We don't get a replay of it, but from what I could see, he just demonstrated a little bit when off of because of the way Magro was treated, he just pushed him off the ball. It was definitely a reversal of free kick because he shouldn't have gone and done that, but the umpires booked him, and as he said, just taking a few minutes to do this one. It's hard to spell doubt. It's got 4 letters in it.
Now the arm. How long's the arm going to stay up for? Here we go.
We're back into it.
We are back into it. Play on. Negawali on the ground. Dragged off the footy. Waratah. Have it out. Across the face of goal. Will they go forward? They will go forward. Where's Magro? Here they've got Magro. Magro kicks on goal. Kicks on goal. Kicks across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full. So he's 1 goal behind Jackson Calder. He kicked 7 goals in St Mary's 102-point win over Wanderers.
Yep, Magro's got 5 here. He was 1 in front at the start of the day. So there's only 1 goal in it for the medal. They have really tried hard, Waratah, but we're now into time on.
We had an extended wait. Here's this field umpire again. Kicks the ball forward. Waratah. All eyes are on Magro, of course, and even in the commentary box. Ball over the back. Waratah. Running clear. No. Klein. Been a good player.
A couple of Palmerston guys out the back here by themselves, but just now starting to get covered up.
High tackle. Good free kick. Lambton. Not Lambton. Langdon. O'Dwyer. She's a big man. He's a good player. Yeah. Goes forward. Turnbull. Probably dropped what he should have taken. Normally would have taken. Nagawali gets it out.
Just
take the mark. McGreary.
Well done.
It was well done. It looks like...
Oh.
Yeah, and...
Going to get hold of the ball.
He took him on. He really did take him on. Sam McNaughton, been a good player.
He ducked the head into it, though. Thought he might have got head high, but he did duck the head into the second bounce because the ball got away from him.
McGreary it is. What a game he's played. Waratah go forward. Bowed. That's the one the umpire had trouble writing in the book. 4 letters in the name. Bowd goes forward.
Oh, big man.
Over the back. This is Magro. This is Magro to square it up with Calder.
Paid for an unreasonable chance to mark there. Blocked him out of it coming in. And he's lining up now to equal the leading scorer of the year in the 22nd minute mark of the final quarter of the final game in the home and away round.
Jaden Magro. No pressure. Magro follows his normal procedure, runs in, kicks on goal and misses.
Pushed it.
Pushes across the face. Ashton Hams.
St Mary's boys will be watching this at TIO.
Oh, my word, they will.
For two reasons, because they'll meet these guys in the final next week. Not going to get much read out of this because of this really has just been knock around since about halfway through the second quarter.
Andrews onto the left foot, rangy player, young lad. Up and under. Gooch can't take the mark, under a bit of pressure. Under around Marika. Philip Wills had a bit of it. Marika, good effort by him. Nagawali. O'Dwyer gets it forward. Not much time left now, Nick.
Yeah, I think that we're ticking right into it now.
He's got to take the mark. He's got to get the goal from here. He can't get the goal from here because the mark's taken by Josiah Farah. Farah goes sideways. Picks up Andrews. Needs a bit of meat on his bone, but he's a good size, isn't he? Very tall.
Yep.
Andrews, got to be precise. Wasn't 15. Hams, good enough to get around. Wills.
They've looked good defence tonight, Palmerston, but this is just this kick and the next ones where they've been falling down. And if you look at the ground now, there's nothing from up forward at all. They're just going to have to do short passes. And of course,
which is a shame because they've had plenty of it, particularly their defence has been outstanding. Silver can't take the mark. Picked up Turnbull. Gets it out wide. Where's Magro? Kicks on goal. Bowed it. Takes it. Now he's got a chance. Now he's got a chance.
No, well defended again by Wolf. He stayed with him.
He gets it out to Magro, but they're working hard on Magro. They knew what was going on. Everyone knew what was going on. The umpire did very little to clear the 10-metre protected area.
And he's given a free kick.
He's going to...
For a knock off the ball to Magro. Magro, I didn't see what happened, but it's off the ball and he's come running in and the umpire's just taken the ball off the Palmerston guy and given it to Magro.
Goodness gracious.
A lot of pointing going on down there.
25 and a half minutes into the term. This has got to be the last chance, the last gasp.
Yep.
This can square it up. Magro.
Check side.
And hit the post.
And he hit the post.
I reckon he's blown his chance.
So 80-point win to Waratahs, you would think now. There wouldn't be much left of this one.
Hams goes short. Gets it to Andrews. Can't do much more than what he's done, the young man. Mucks up the kick. Kicked into the man on the mark. I said that was the last gasp. This may be the last gasp. 26 minutes into the final term. 14-18, 102.
We had that couple of minutes stop for the reporting. I think that's all we're really playing now because this is a long quarter.
Yep. Kirby knocks the ball down. Nagawali gets a kick under pressure. Gooch. Panic sets in. There it is.
That's the end of the NTFL home and away season, round 18. Waratahs winning that one by 80 points. Other winners today, Nightcliff defeated the Bombers by 65 points. Southern Districts defeated the Buffs by 52 points. And St Mary's defeated Wanderers by 102. That leaves us the finals next week. The qualifying final, Waratah versus St Mary's. And the elimination final, the Darwin Buffs versus Nightcliffs. Just a quick, Ian, before we finish off, your best on ground tonight?
Oh, look, the best on the ground. I like Ryan Wharf down back. It finished up, Magro finished up with 5 goals. But certainly some better players for Waratah. Other than him, Robert Turnbull, I thought, was just terrific, and James Waratah down back. Probably Robert Turnbull might get 3, Ryan Wharf might get 2, and you can raffle the other one.
And the goal scorers for Palmerston, 1 goal for Parry, a couple for Langdon early in the game. It looked like he was going to be it, but from then on he had no chances at all. Magro finished with 5, missed it at the medal by 2 goals. We had a couple for Carroll, 1 for Morris, 1 for Caitlin, and then a couple for McCready and Waddle. But that's it. Thanks for joining us for round 17 action. Ian, it's been great to be with you again. It's been a pleasure to host you this evening, and we'll catch you next week for finals. See you later.
See ya.